Alright YouTubers, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the Angry Nerd. And today we're going to be taking a look at the M18 Hellcat, or the 76mm gun motor carriage. But before we get into that, I need to make a couple of announcements. First of all, I need to send a special thank you to the mighty Jingles for sending his minions my way. I hope that you will find the content good enough to stick around for a while. And I can't imagine it, but if there's anyone watching this video who doesn't know who the mighty Jingles is, I can't recommend his channel enough. He was the first channel that I ever subscribed to when I started watching YouTube. And you will find him in my recommended channels list. So let me give a big welcome to the minions who found their way out of the salt mine long enough to check out my channel. I hope that you will find the content enjoyable enough to stick around for a while before you have to report back to the mines. And I also need to give a special thanks to all the old heads who found me on their own and have been around since I started. So thank you again for that. Secondly, I need to bring your attention to the skin that's on this Hellcat. Now, the creator does not want to be named publicly, so I will leave a link in the description to He Who Shall Not Be Named War Thunder Live account, so that you can check out this skin and all the other wonderful skins that he has created. Now, down to business. The M18 76mm gun motor carriage, also known as the M18 Hellcat, was an American tank destroyer of World War II, used in the Italian and European theaters. It was the fastest armored vehicle until the turbine-powered M1 Abrams tank appeared decades later. The speed was attained by keeping armor to a minimum, no more than 1 inch thick, and by powering the relatively small vehicle with a radial engine originally designed for aircraft usage. The Hellcat, along with the M10 Wolverine and M36 Jackson, provided the American and Allied forces with a respectable mobile anti-tank capability against the newer German armored vehicles. The M18 originated in the design studio of Harley Earl from the Buick Motor Company, a division of General Motors. In December 1941, the Ordnance Corps issued a requirement for a fast tank destroyer using the Christie suspension, the Wright Continental R975 radial engine, and a 37mm gun. 2 prototype vehicles were built. Changes to the specification meant that the first prototype, the T-49 gun motor carriage, was built with the British 57mm QF 6-pounder gun instead of the 37mm, and a torsion suspension instead of the Christie suspension. It was tested in 1942, but the Army wanted a heavier gun, the same 75mm gun M3 as used on the M4 Sherman medium tank. As a result, the T-49 project was canceled, and a second prototype was built with the 75mm gun as the T-67 gun motor carriage. This met approval, but in 1943 the Army again requested a more powerful gun, this time the 76mm M1 cannon, under development for the Sherman. 6 prototypes were built with this gun as the T-70 gun motor carriage. The trials of these led to a new turret and changes to the whole front, but the design was otherwise accepted for production, which began in mid-1943. The first models of the tank destroyer were tested by the U.S. Army's 704th Tank Destroyer Battalion. The unit had originally been trained on the M3 gun motor carriage, a 75mm gun installed on the bed of an M3 half-track. Despite the T-70 prototypes requiring several improvements, the 704th strategic testing of the Hellcat prototypes proved superlative, and the unit was later issued production Hellcats after many of their suggestions were integrated into the vehicle. Production of the M18 Hellcat began in mid-1943 and ended in October of 1944. American pre-war armored doctrine was based on the assumption that enemy armored attacks would be delivered at a time and place of the enemy's choosing against American defenses, and that American armored attacks would be delivered at a time and place of friendly forces choosing against enemy defenses. For this reason, the U.S. envisioned using tanks in the attack solely in a support and exportation role, usually in conjunction with infantry. Tank destroyers such as the Hellcat were to be used against enemy tanks that had already penetrated the front lines. The Hellcat was not intended to engage in protracted combat, but to quickly respond to breakthroughs in the line by enemy armor. To aid in these purposes, it was designed with very light armor and extremely high speeds. U.S. doctrine originally called for tank destroyer units to be held in reserves so that they could respond to breakthroughs in the friendly line and block an incoming armored thrust. This doctrine, however, failed on the battlefield, where attacking Sherman tanks ran into defending German tanks far more often than intended, and the tank destroyers were called up to assist. Tank destroyers were often deployed to attack enemy armor at long ranges from ambush positions, taking on the role of self-propelled anti-tank guns. Now, the Hellcat's 76mm cannon could penetrate roughly 88mm or 3.5 inches of armor at 2,000 meters. This was enough to penetrate a Panzer IV medium tank frontally, but not enough to deal with the newer Panther and Tiger from the front. The average combat range noted by the Americans for tank versus tank action was around 800 to 900 meters. If facing a Panther, a Hellcat would be facing a tank with roughly 140 millimeters, 5.5 inches, of line-of-sight armor frontally that could not be pierced at any range. However, the 76mm cannon could knock out a Panther with relative ease from the flanks and the rear, as the side armor on the turret and hull was weaker. While Panthers and Tigers in the defense were formidable, Panthers and Tigers on the attack, however, had great difficulty not exposing their vulnerable large side profiles. Tank destroyer tactics often employed the use of a hull-down profile whenever possible. This allowed the tank destroyer to remain mostly behind cover. After engaging the enemy, the tank destroyer would then use its high speed to change positions, while other tank destroyers took turns engaging the enemy. This tactic was effective enough that it is sometimes credited for allowing the Hellcat to become the most deadly tank killer of the war. The Hellcat was the most effective American tank destroyer during World War II. It had a higher kill-to-loss ratio than any tank or tank destroyer fielded by American forces in the war. The M18 Hellcat was produced from 1943 to 1944 with a total of 2,507 being built. It remained in service with the U.S. military until 1957. After World War II, many M18s were sold to other countries. These were rebuilt and refurbished by Brown and Root in northern Italy in the 1940s and 1950s. One of the users of these rebuilt M18s was a country formerly known as Yugoslavia, which kept them in reserve until the early 1990s. A number of these vehicles were later used during the Yugoslav wars. The military of the Republic of China also operated several M18s until their chassis and hulls were worn out, at which point the turrets were salvaged and installed onto surplus hulls of the M42 Duster anti-aircraft vehicle to produce the Type 64 light tank. It is reported that the Venezuelan military still operates M18s, with 75 in reserve service. Now in War Thunder, the M18 Hellcat is a rank 3 with a battle rating of 4.7. It has a 460 horsepower engine propelling the 17.7 ton vehicle to a top speed of 50 miles per hour. It comes equipped with the 76mm M1 cannon, which has a reload rate of 7.1 seconds. Now the non-premium M18 Hellcat can be found in the American Tier-3 in the tank destroyer line, which is the 5th column from the left, and the M18 is the 4th vehicle down between the M10 and the M36. Okay, so everybody seems to really love the M18 Hellcat. I, on the other hand, have had a really hard time transitioning from the M10 Wolverine, which was based off of the hull of the Sherman, and it could take a few rounds before you got disabled. The M18, however, was completely redesigned, and the hull has absolutely no armor whatsoever. And so I kept finding myself trying to use it in the same manner that I got accustomed to using the M10, and it kept getting me killed. I kept sticking my nose out around things. My driver would get taken out, and then I was just stuck out there at the mercy of the enemy team and would get blown up. Happened repeatedly. I was really starting to get frustrated using the M18. So I needed to rethink the best way to use this vehicle. And I started trying to look for hull down positions. Wow, isn't that what they just said in the history portion? Hull down position for the M18. That's what you need. So let's see if I can take my own advice, find myself a hull down position, and do some damage with a fairly decent 76mm cannon. So let's hop into a game, see what we can do with the M18 Hellcat. Okay, here we go. Jungle domination map. I like jungle. I like jungle as long as I get the side that I like. Let's see what we're going to get. Alrighty, selected the spawn point, and I am going around the side to flank, as usual. Here we go, here we go. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I should be able to pass this Sherman relatively easy. Maybe. Alright. I am going to use the speed of this Hellcat, hopefully to get around this Panzer, but two, to cross this open area before everybody gets into position. Hopefully, that's the plan. So I'm not going to try to head behind that little hill right there. I'm coming straight across the open area. Run, Forrest, run. I'm not looking, I'm just driving. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! Shaving cream. Okay. I don't want to get too far out in the open. Let's take a little quick look right through. Oh! Oh! Oh no. This is not good. If I drown, I'm definitely deleting this. Come on, come on. I am gonna get popped. I'm gonna get popped. This is bad. It's not good. Let me see if I can drive along the side. And I'm gonna be out here in the open. What? Let's see. He's looking this way. I'm hiding. Let's use the riverbank here to conceal me a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can back out of the way. Hopefully there's nobody coming around behind me. Whew. Alright, I got a friendly back there. That's nice. It's going to give me a little buffer. What do we got here? Sherman. You just take a little look. Oh shit, lag. Okay. This M18, it backs up so fast. It's such a nice feature. But I am so worried driving this thing because it just has no armor. I still got my friendly working up to my left. And airplanes and artillery are that absolute nemesis to this vehicle. So get a few shots in on the airplane there. Alright, let's peek out around here. What do we got? Oh! It was a cat fight. There we go. KV. Put a nice one into his turret, but it didn't do anything. I mean, it did something, but it didn't kill him. Another one. That's pretty good. And, oh, a stuh. Let's get rid of him. Back to the KV. We got artillery coming in, but I want to get this kill. Alright, let's get out of the way. Run, run, run. Party will kill you. Okay, there it goes. That would have been really bad for me. Okay. Let's creep back up. Oh! Shoot! Alright, I'm still good. That would have been bad. I don't know if it was two or just... I almost drove up into that second impact. Alright, let's peek out again. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, good luck. Here you go. Let me try the ammo. Ammo hit, but didn't kill him. Let's go again. There we go. Alright, what we got? What we got? What is that? An M3? M5? I can't tell. Oh, he hit quicksand. He can kill me. I need to get rid of him. There we go. Oh, what is that? Shooting me. I'm lucky he didn't kill me. More artillery. Time to run. Do not stay around with incoming artillery. Let's reposition. Poke out around here. I got a couple of good shots around here earlier, so let's see. Hey, what's that? A mortar. Like I killed a crew member, that's all. Still look, don't have anybody coming to my left over there. Take a little peek. What do we got? A mortar, is that the same mortar or is it a different mortar? But we got an assist. Oh, shh. Whew. And there's somebody over there. Do not crest the hill that way. Okay. Got somebody over this way. But I need to watch the vehicles to my right too. Let's just stay up here and see who we got here. Oh, it's good luck again. If he wasn't having bad luck, he would not be having any luck at all. He's having a game like I usually have. What we got this way? Poke out just a little bit. Alright, what we got? Something coming across the bridge. Oh, lucky shot. Lucky shot. Okay, let's poke out a little bit more. Hope something else coming across the bridge. Got a hit in on him, but no damage. Maybe he'll come out around this corner and I won't have to poke out. Oh, that's an M3. Was alright hit, but it didn't kill him. See if we can finish him off. There we go. Oh, I saw a bullet fly past me. What is that? KV? Oh, somebody got the KV. Oh, what's that? T-34. Come on, reload, reload. Before somebody else gets it. There we go. Alright, let's see. Poke out just a little bit. I don't know how many times I've gotten killed poking my nose out around stuff. Oh, that was a lucky shot. And that's how my usual shots go. Okay, let's see. Alright. Looks like that's it. Okay, we survived. I'm very happy. Woo! Alright, let's see what we did. Okay, professional, shadow strike streak, ground win streak, one shot, heavy metal hero. Right. 10 and 4 assists. Let's take a look. Yep, 10, 4. That was not bad. Didn't get, hold on one second. Okay, so I didn't get as much pressure on the hill as I was expecting, and that's a good thing, because yeah, if they would have focused on me, I would have probably got taken out. But I was able to survive, luckily. Just remember that the hull of this M10 cannot take hardly any damage. Although I was poking my nose out, I don't know if there was a hold down position a little farther down, but I didn't see really any targets to shoot from there, so I went ahead and went on up the hill, which could have been detrimental. Like I say, they weren't really focusing on me, so I was able to get away with it. So the M18 Hellcat, really good gun, really fast. This thing backs up faster than most anything else can go forward, and that's very useful when you need to reposition in a hurry, and that's what you need to do with the M18. Reposition. When arty starts coming in, get out of the way. When they start focusing on you, get out of the way, reposition, because you can't get in a slugging match with the M18. You're not going to win it. You need to do your damage and do it fast and get out. So if you like the video, like it. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe if you would. But as always, thanks for watching. Nerd out.